This is ThreadTalkz.
Join us on a journey through whispers of the web. What secret will you hide from your family and take to the grave?
But if you're still out there looking for the answer, we don't have it.
And welcome to our 7th episode. Sorry, go ahead.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of ThreadTalkz.
Yes, and tonight we will give you more of different kind of mixed story, which is like more of conspiracy and secret controversy.
Yeah, it's a little more towards the mystery conspiracy. Sorry, I couldn't get it out of my head.
Okay, let's begin again.
Okay, so for the title, all I have is What Mysteries from the Early
Internet. We're talking about early internet. So, what do you remember early internet? I just remember how to connect. I don't really use it like.
Yeah, I remember, man.
Like, you can't use the phone while you're doing the internet.
Yeah, old dial-up. I didn't really get my family. Well, my grandma didn't get my first computer until I was like 14 years old.
That's true.
When it was like affordable enough.
Yep. I remember that during teen years, and you are not allowed to use the phone. And when it's early internet too, when you go to the computer shop, do you remember those? No. You remember those computer shops? No? In the Philippines,
I don't remember
you can
shops.
pay computer shops every hour to check your email. Check. Yeah. You have
What?
Yeah. It is like, I think it depends. So 20, 15, but it's an hour. And then you can do your projects, your internet, Yahoo, Ymail, actually. It's not Yahoo yet that time. It's Ymail.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything like that here in the States, but I could be wrong. If anybody remembers anything like that, please let us know.
Yeah. Okay. I think we.
Okay, well, that's enough of that. Back to the story. Here we go. In the early days of the internet, there was a site which purported to show a massive submarine base being built in the middle of the Amazon. It was documented through a series of photos developed from a camera that had been found in the jungle.
Ooh. When we're saying Amazon, it's the jungle.
Yeah,
Amazon,
the
right?
Amazon jungle, not the Amazon you buy things from. The theory was that the camera had been thrown from an airplane that had flown over the base just prior to being shot down.
Base is just prior to be shut down. Okay.
This is not a drug submarine base, but rather something else entirely. It was in the middle of the Brazilian Amazon, far from any body of water, and the submarine itself was giant. Wow. The conjecture was that the elite of the world knew something about a coming cataclysmic flood that would envelop the planet, and so had been built themselves an escape submarine, an ark out there.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay. I saw this site in the very, very early days of the web. It was one of those few sites to visit with the new web browsers of the time. But try as I might, I simply cannot find any trace of this site anymore. It has vanished, and even the Internet Archives has no reference to it.
Wow.
Was pretty interesting, that's for sure. The sub looked huge, and the pictures of it quite legitimate. Okay, so yeah, that seems pretty interesting. I wonder if... Well, here's one of the comments. I remember this. I know what you're talking about, and I remember being puzzled by it too. It was an early marketing campaign for a book that I think was titled The Shift of the Ages. Snoops used to have an article about it, but I could not find it.
Wow.
And then it has an edit, and it says, I found the article. It was tough. And there's a link to the article, which I would be interested to go and try to read about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it says all websites make everything scarier. But think about it. The millionaires and wealthy is really looking into something. They're like, right now, the controversy or whatever is, going to planet Mars.
Well,
It's always been.
It's always been survival of the fittest. So
but the oldest book said, which is the Bible, in Genesis 9:11-16. I just Googled this, okay? Calm down. I don't know it by heart right away, but I know that's in the Bible. It says that God will never destroy the earth with water or flood. That's the promise that he will never to flood the entire earth again to destroy all life.
Well, isn't that the reason for the rainbows, or is it just something they tell you at kids'
I don't
church?
know, maybe. But yeah, that's the one. But it's I don't find the word. But people still think about
Floods. I think it's more towards global warming and the melting of the ice caps and stuff like
the
that.
Climate change, because in Texas, like, it's been raining, right? Since July, which is the summer one, right? But it's been raining, like, so you can't really enjoy July 4th that much because it will rain in July.
Yeah, well, to me, honestly, it's been raining since like November.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I was in Washington or Oregon or something. Like, doesn't it ever stop raining out here?
I don't know. But I think that's what we have for you tonight. And if you have any want to share that you had during the early internet days, because early was what? You have MySpace. Those are the one that's more now.
Yeah, I'm going to say like 90s, early 2000s.
MySpace, Friendster, everybody that, I can't believe a lot of people here doesn't know Friendster, but it was so big back when I was young. And became Facebook in 2008. Well, it's not became Facebook, but the popular one and stays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know about Facebook until way in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. But that's it for now. We'll see you on our next episode.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
That's it. Bye.
Until next time. Bye.